Lynn, Lynn, Lynn.
Dan, I know, my friend. Um, yeah, it's well, we're going to talk about the game, obviously, but everybody probably wants to talk about what the hell's going on at Hallis Hall today, right? My God,
It's been a
I
whirlwind of a day, hasn't it? The press
it
conference didn't go too well.
nope,
Um, News, it looking like Justin Fields might have been blaming the coaching staff for a moment there, but
sure
I do have
sounded like it to me.
we do have we have his rebuttal to that though, so it's not
Okay,
necessarily
I
as
mean,
bad as it looked. But
well,
then we have the Allan Williams news. If this
uh,
is true, that his home got raided.
yeah, I know. I mean, we just don't know. We don't know right now, and people out there don't assume the worst. He said it's because of his health right now. Let's just go with that and see what happens. It's
What you
probably
don't
something
know, you
bad
don't
though.
know.
Right, right. I
Right.
mean, and it probably is bad, but we gotta wait and see. Although we're heading into game 3 only. My
Yeah.
God! And they
It's
released the third quarterback today, so it's like not that
the
that's
second
huge.
quarterback. The second quarterback.
Well, yeah, you're right. He was the second string. Now it's going to be whatever his name
Tyson
is,
Bagent.
Agent,
Yeah.
Agent.
Hmm.
Um, and I like the kid.
I know. I love the kid, but
you
what
know,
does that mean?
I know we're going to have to talk about it. But there's
We'll
a
talk
lot to
about
talk
that.
about.
We'll talk
Yeah,
about that. This is
yeah.
just a cold open. Let's kick this shit off.
Bears country. Where is it?
Down with BCP.
You down with BCP?
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 I don't even have the dance in me today. Normally, I would give you my pathetic dance that would transform into the music still, but I'm just deflated today after a deflating season so far. It's ridiculous what is going on with this team, and whether the news of Allan Williams' home being raided is true or not. This is just not a Bears thing.
No, it's not. It really isn't. That you got to give the Bears one thing. They may not be all what we want on the field, but this kind of shit doesn't happen to them behind the scenes because they're pretty. They really look into stuff. They don't like this kind of, and that's why they didn't even draft that one really good D lineman. What Carter, right? I can't remember his last name, but you know who I'm talking about.
Carter, he went to
9. Yeah, he's
to
number
the
9. He
Eagles.
went to Philadelphia, right? And he's really doing well, but that's why the Bears didn't go after him because they didn't want the baggage.
Right.
So
And that was really the only team he could have gone to for his situation,
they
honestly.
really could have, but he's
So
doing well.
Good thing they didn't, because now this whatever's going on.
You know what? I don't know. It's very scary, and I don't like it. And it's like, what the hell? This is just not good because it's just. I mean, we already have problems, and now we really have problems because now we have no defensive coordinator. And let's face it, that defense the last 2 weeks have been out there and they look like they don't know what they're doing. I don't understand it. You know what? I know we got a lot of young guys out there, especially the D line and with the linebackers. The backfield mostly is last year, except for now we've got some injuries, but they're missing assignments. They're wide open receivers. It's like, there's a wide open sack there to be had, doesn't get it. It's like, what the fuck is going on? And then we hear this today.
I mean, the best thing to do would be to take somebody from the team and make them defensive coordinator, right?
Yeah, at this point, shit.
I mean, you can't. Do we want Flus taking on that responsibility?
No, I personally don't. I don't think he needs to be paying attention to the whole damn team right now.
Yes.
And you got to pull somebody in that can just pick up right now. They got to. I mean, I'm sure they're scrambling right now as we're speaking. I'm pretty sure they're not listening to Dan and Lynn. So, but all right. Well, let's talk about the game first, okay? And then we'll, because really, what else can we say about? We don't know what's going on with Williams. So,
well, I kind of wanted.
He's resigned.
Yes. Do you want to talk about the game, or yes, he's officially resigned.
Yes, he's officially.
He wrote a letter of resignation.
Yep.
Wanting to spend more time with his family and his focus on his health, which he's going to need to do that.
Whatever that fucking means. Right. Exactly.
So, but do you want to talk about the press conference first, or you want to get into the game?
Okay, yeah, let's do that, because people, if they, we actually both saw it, which is unusual for me. I don't always, but my son told me, and I got on it right away. I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah. Just to summarize it, Justin Fields, at one point when they were asking him if this has like his play, like what could be some of the things for the reason why his play isn't up to par, and he did say, he said, I don't know, it could be coaching. I don't think he meant it like that. I think what he meant it like was because later on he was explaining himself that it's not the coaching. It could be just that the coaching and him are not. I think what he wants to do is different than what they're doing. And so therefore the coaches are trying to coach him to do something different.
Yep.
And it's not, he doesn't feel like it's to his strengths. No. And so I think that the first thing that came out of his mouth was, it could be the coaching. I don't think that it's saying that the coaches, he doesn't have confidence in them, or he's calling them out, or that they suck. I think he really did mean, it's just, he wants to play his game that he wants to play. And I don't think it's they're trying to turn him into a pocket passer, basically.
100%. I mean,
and he needs to be.
Well, that's just it. Again, here we go again, because we had this problem 4 years ago with Mitchell. Okay, so that regime didn't, the GM drafted him, but, that idiot with the visor, the bald guy, he did not draft him. So the first year, 12-4, right? And then he wanted to change him. And he didn't want him to be what he is. So then we all know what happened there. Well, now we're in the same damn boat again. These guys did not draft him, including the GM. They got this guy, and they want him to be a pocket passer. I get that, 100%. But the problem is he's not. I'm sorry, people out there. I've been saying it, 3 years now since we drafted him. I have been on the fence. I've been 50-50, but I always said I will support him as much as I can. But now we're seeing more and more, well, this season alone. So last year you saw, he was running, he was throwing. They're not letting him do that. And this game where they had the 6 sacks, I was really paying attention that 2 of them were on the line. The other 4 were so on him. There was a point where we were yelling, throw that fucking ball out of bounds. It's like, his head must be like spinning. You got Flus, you've got Getsy, you got the wide receivers, and they're all telling him, and then he gets sacked. And listen,
I think this also goes hand in hand with, you need to be able to get rid of the ball quickly. And he has a longer release.
Yes.
He has a longer release that I don't think he thinks he can correct. So in his mind, he knows he can't correct this release. So he needs to be able to play the game the way that he needs to be able to play it to succeed, because they're not going to turn him into an Aaron Rodgers. They're not going to turn him into a Tom Brady. I mean, Tom Brady is obviously the definition of pocket passer, but he's
not going to be the best, I think, fastest releaser ever, Dan Marino, hands down. That guy would just boop. And
the ball was out of his hand.
Yeah, exactly. And he's just not. And we all know it. He should be let to play his own game at this point. You know what, Bears? You know what you got. You know he's not the pocket passer you want him to be. So let's go. We've got how many games left? I don't know, 14 or something. I can't think right now. But and let him be what he is, and let's see what happens. We've got the receivers. Let him run and throw. At this point, I don't see that we're going to be losing it. I mean, let him be what he is, right?
Yeah, he even said it himself in the press conference that he's just going to play the game that he told Getsy to go fuck himself.
Well, and you know what? I'm sorry, but I know you can't, but I agree with him because he's just not going to be that. And you know what? If it's not for the Bears, then at the end of the day, let the Bears got to let him be who he is, and then move on. Either trade him or whatever next year, and go see what we got in Badgett. And or we're going to draft, obviously, but which that's something else. There was something I read this week about that. But let him be what he is, and let's just see what happens. Just stop with this. It's insane. He played. I mean,
I know. Just let him play his game. Let him play his game and see what happens. Because maybe there's something great with it.
Yes.
And let him get out of the pocket more. Yep. And pocket pass, yes, but don't make him a pocket passer.
Yeah, because he's not, and he's just never going to be, and he knows it. And the Bears, come on, if you and I know it, come on, the Bears know it, right? And it's just like
they know it.
And they're probably like, oh, I don't want to give up on it yet. Well, give up on it. We all know it. Done. Okay. Let's let him. Let's see what he can do in Kansas City. Just letting him and giving him some plays that will work.
Yes. I want to show you his response to him saying it could be the coaching getting blown out of proportion in the locker room.
Can you hear that?
Can you not hear anything?
Oh
shit.
I thought I was challenged, people.
I have to do that. I have to share that differently. Let's see.
Right. I couldn't even do that. So
to share tab instead. Let's see. So I have to go to this.
Sorry, people. I'm still got a cough from the COVID, so I apologize.
Okay. Oh, here we go.
Okay.
Now we'll get the sound. Sorry about that.
Get that you guys' jobs are to get clicked, so it's like
you hear that now?
When you take my quote out of context, when you just say that, if you paint the picture on the inside out, like y'all are trying to split us up. I'm not blaming anything on the coaches. I'm never gonna blame anything on the coaches. Never gonna blame. Whatever happens in the game, I would take all the blame. I don't care. To drop pass, it should have been a pass.
Bringing it back in.
Never when you hear anything come out of my mouth to where I will blame it on somebody else. In this organization, my teammates, never will you hear that. So I just want to clear that up and just know that like I need to play better. That's it. Point blank. If y'all, that's what I should have said in the first place. But I was trying to give y'all more details because I appreciate y'all for doing what y'all do, and I try to give y'all the information y'all want for you guys to drop. So I'm gonna do that, and in the future, but I ask you guys just to put the whole quote up. Don't cut it up into words and pieces to make it seem like I'm saying something that I'm not. So again, appreciate you guys what you do, and
yeah, he's trying to give you what the information that you want to hear. So don't take it and run with it and make it.
Well, I'm sure when he got off that news conference, they're all like, "What the fuck did you just say?" So that's why he's back saying what he just said, because it's going to get all turned around, and but. If you saw it, you heard it. You know what he was saying. You got what he was saying. And the press is just going to take it and run with it like they always do. Right. And now he's like,
a learning moment.
So now we got another thing in his head. Oh, great. Now he's going to be worrying about that all night. The thing is, they got to clear him. They got to say to him, you know what? All right, done. Erase everything we've done this year. Go back to being who you are. Getsy, let's start throwing. Let's not do those stupid screen passes on a 2-yard line. Let's throw downfield, because when you do, like when he threw to DJ Moore, that was a rocket. Had it been a second slower, it would have been intercepted. That's for sure, because the guy was right there. But that's what we're looking for, right?
Right.
And you were at the game. Now,
let's not forget, it was hotter than hell there.
Well, yeah, and that's it. It was close to probably 100 on the field, right? And you were there, so I'm sure knowing you paid attention. Were there wide receivers open like we're hearing? Because, of course, on TV, you can't see that.
I had amazing seats, but they were like right in the end zone. I wasn't.
Oh yeah, see
I
that's
wasn't
too
in the
hard
end
to
zone.
see.
I was
Yeah, unless you're
parallel with the
high
end
up.
zone. Yeah,
Yeah. See,
yeah,
that's the thing. We're hearing, unless the TV shows it, which most of the time they don't, we don't know if they're open, but that's what we keep hearing. We keep
right.
hearing it. Is it true? Well, then it's part Getsy and it's part Fields. Fields, again, making him be somebody he's not, and Getsy's not throwing the plays out there that'll to his strength. We had this week with Mitchell, and now we're going all over again now with Fields. And it's fucking aggravating. And where's the run game? Hello? 67 yards?
Yeah.
What? We got two good runners there. Herbert and Johnson, which by the way, Johnson changed his number from 30 to 23.
I like that. Let's put on
He
him.
tried to fool me on Sunday because I go, hey, that's Johnson. I go, well, wait a minute, that's 23. That can't be Johnson. My son goes,
We have
no,
two
he changed
Johnsons?
his number. Yeah, I said, oh, okay. But yeah, I mean, they're good runners. Why aren't we using them?
Right. And the All-22 came out probably today, I think, or late yesterday. But I was out with the flu all day yesterday. I slept about 24 hours, so I wasn't even human again today till about noon, and I totally forgot to look at it. So I'm sure that there's going to be some plays that there were some wide open guys.
Yeah,
There were in last week's game, and there's a lot of moments like we talked about where it's like throw the ball now. Don't do another cock back, and you're already cocked back. Don't do it again.
Exactly.
Just throw the damn ball.
I mean, he can't even get to his third read. I mean, he just can't. The game is way too fast because I've said it last week. I said I felt that we're gone backwards, but now I'm starting to think that maybe they're filling his head just too much, and now he's overthinking everything. And when that happens, we're screwed. We're screwed. Oh, hello.
This is a great comment right here from
Please
sorry, you think I'm pointing at the mic on? I can't hear you.
That's a good comment though. I know. I was like, did I turn my
playing in Chicago is impossible with the blood-sucking media that they have there. It's fucking 100% true.
It is. It really is. I mean, we're bad. Thank God we're not in New York because they're 100 times worse there. But you're right. And everybody's in that kid's head. And after last week's game, I will say I jumped off that bandwagon and said, I'm done. I said to my son, I don't think this is it. It's not going to work. We're going to live through this year, of course, but he's not the future. I just don't see it. And unless they just let him be what he is, and all of a sudden we see a relaxed, confident Justin Fields, because that is not what we're seeing out there.
Mm-mm.
And you know what? And
nothing is clicking with everybody on the team.
No,
I mean,
it's not.
It takes a team of everybody clicking at the same time, doing the same thing, doing their jobs correctly, and he's not getting any of that. Like
he's not. And I
even
think
the
that
moments
the
where half
offensive
guys are
line,
blocking while there's somebody in his face and he has to try to run for his life.
Exactly. And the line's trying. Of course, Nate Davis is back. And sorry for his loss. I know it was a death. But Braxton Jones is now on IR for a month. So we get one back and we lose one. And this is how it's been for the last few years. And so we got to get that offensive line they've had moments, like the defensive line. They had moments in that game last week, but I think the defensive line is going to get better more they play. Although how that guy, number 91, missed that sack when he had him. I mean,
he had him.
I could have sacked him for Christ's sake, and then the tackles.
Let's have you worked on his name?
Oh yeah, I don't know it.
Okay, let's do it together. Yannick.
What is it?
Yannick Ngakoue.
Oh, I could do Ngakoue.
Yeah, Ngakoue.
Oh, that one I can do.
Okay, yeah.
91 Ngakoue. Yeah, him. Yeah, the one we signed, 10 million, 10.5, and we only signed him to get his sacks. And that's not the way to do it, okay? And he's only got one. And he had two chances on Sunday, and he blew them both. But that one, that it was really bad. And there was missed tackles by that one rookie, number 22. Oh, my God. He had the guy for maybe 1 yard gain, if that, and he hits him with his shoulder. Honey, you're in the NFL. This isn't college, okay? Yeah. You got to wrap.
Oh, now you hit your mic.
Hello, am I back? Am I back?
You didn't get a new mic yet, huh? You're back, yeah. No, you were back.
I'm back.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, I'm getting so excited. So
Doing that
yeah, I
fucking
mean,
mic.
it's just like, and
I should
then
have bought
Eddie
you a mic for
Jackson.
your birthday.
What?
I should have bought you a new mic for your birthday.
I know, it's all right. And Eddie Jackson gets hurt. Brisker. Oh my God, there's another one. He has an easy interception and he drops it.
The guy kind of hit the ball at the same time.
But come on.
It wasn't a concentration thing. It was more of a collision thing that didn't allow it to happen.
This is the thing. We need to get turnovers. We're
I
doing
know.
it the wrong way. And then, of course, Fields has got to stop giving the other. He's given 21 points away now in 2 games. Yep. We can't have it. We can't. And he fumbled the ball twice, but got it back. You know what? And you know what? And this is what Tampa Bay did. They went after him because they saw he does that, and it worked.
And he's on the same pace for 50 sacks again.
I know.
55 sacks or whatever it was.
Somebody said they heard that Tampa Bay said that whether it's true or not, that they knew that screen was coming when they got that touchdown. They said
I heard that.
Yeah. They knew a lot of things about the Bears. So what? Tampa Bay are like, what are they? Got secret mind melts on the other team because didn't they say that about Minnesota when they beat them too? We knew their plays.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, are we really that bad or what's going on? If they're knowing plays, I think they should be looked at. But it's just
they could be studying the tendencies of all their plays, obviously, and they go back to last year, and now they're going, okay, they ran this the most, they ran this the most, and then they're starting, they're finding out those are the ones that are comfortable for Justin Fields. True. So if they're only breaking it down to those plays that are comfortable for him, don't you need to make sure you can turn him into a fucking pocket passer so you can work into the plays that they don't necessarily think you're going to be running? So it is a two-hand street on this. I mean,
exactly.
They want him to do things that he may not necessarily be able to do, and he wants to do more of what they want him to do less. And it's
right.
Find the balance.
So, and he knows this is his year. It's make or break. I've said it. It's make or break for him because they're going to move on. That is for sure.
It could be why they moved up, why they cut Peterman today.
I know that was an interesting thing. I was like, unless they're trying to pick somebody else up on the team for another position and they needed it. But that was weird. It was kind of weird, especially to happen today when everything's going on, and you're like,
Bajancy, when the third string quarterback gets he gets a lot more practice because he's playing with the practice squad and all that shit.
Right.
If they don't have one, and he's doing a lot more of the scouting plays and stuff.
Yep.
So if they're seeing from him stuff that they're like, well, this kid's just he's our second string quarterback. We don't need Peter.
They must be seeing stuff. You're right. I didn't think about that. They must be seeing what those little flashes we saw in preseason, right? And everybody went, "Whoa, wait a minute, what?"
And they all saw it from day one at Hallis Hall when he showed up.
Yeah, well, Getsy said it last year. Was it the Senior Bowl, right? Isn't that where he ended up getting to know him and he liked it, and that's why they went and got the guy. So even though I'm back to Getsy don't get it.
Getsy doesn't get it.
Getsy don't get it, man. He just don't get it. I mean,
no Getsy it.
Yeah, no, he don't.
No Getsy it.
We're gonna be talking about the same thing for this whole hour. Is the bottom line is we all know that Fields is what he is, and I don't know. I feel bad putting him down and jumping on him like everybody else. I really do. I really do, because I know he's just trying to be what he can. But you are the quarterback, and unfortunately, you do get. If you're the quarterback, you take the shit. The wins and the losses, the good and the bad, right? I mean, if we were winning, they would be carrying him down the street on their shoulders. He'd never buy another meal, Now they're ready to put for sale sign on his house and get him out of here. I mean,
I know. It's like Marlon's saying here, everybody's an expert. A lot of fans are worse than the media, and it's true because you hear the fans call in to the media and everyone's calling for the guillotine. And it's like, we talked about this on Monday. Dan and I did on the Let's Call It Hallis Hall show that, back in the day, quarterbacks used to sit and, behind the quarterback for a couple of years. And the Green Bay Packers as an organization still do that. And they are proving it to be a success. Rodgers sitting behind
how many decades? Yeah.
Love's now got 6 touchdowns sitting behind Rodgers for he's not a polished product, but he's got 6 fucking touchdowns in 2 games. So don't tell me he won't be in the MVP competition at the end of the season if he's playing this way the rest of the year out.
Right.
Well, so there's something to be said for that.
Don't do that anymore. They all, look at Bryce Young. He's struggling.
Right. If you look at Jordan Love, if you put a 12 on him, he looks like Aaron Rodgers, meaning he has been studying him and they've been training him to study how he operates. His mannerisms, his cadence, all that stuff, right, all the way down to his footwork and how he gets rid of the ball, the way that it comes off his wrist, everything. They look almost identical. He's clearly been studying him. Well, so
that's it.
Justin Fields, if he had a Hall of Fame quarterback to sit behind for the first 3 years of his career, would probably be a lot better if you put him in next year, and that would be his first year 4, right?
Right.
He came to an incompetent team.
Yep.
And now he's already on a new system that he's had to learn, the 4th time in 3 years or whatever it was.
Yeah.
So,
and they're making him be something he's not. And his contract is up because he doesn't get that 50-year option because he went at number 11. So it's, I don't know. At this point, I know people are like, it's too early, but I don't think so. I think we just got to let him be him and just take off all what you've been filling his fucking head with. The fact is, Coach Flu says, well, we talk every Monday, him and I mean, you wonder, what does he say to him? What are they saying? I would love to be a fly in the wall. You know what I mean? That I don't know. You saw 2 games now and they're both bad. I mean,
what we need right now? A bye week.
Yeah, well, our bye week is not for a long time to come. I know.
We need a bye week right now. We need to get our we need to just, it's 2 weeks into the season. We already just have to go, all right, guys, we're all going out for a team event.
Yeah.
We're gonna go get our minds off of this, all that's happened in this past week, and we're just gonna go have a little bit of fun and team up with each other and come back, feeling good the next day, and then we're gonna start again the next week.
Do something.
And we're going to promote so-and-so to our defensive coordinator, and then we'll just replace his position.
Exactly. Because people are already calling for who's going to get fired after the Kansas City game.
Well, we already.
Yeah. Well, wait a minute.
Everybody has to know we're going to be 0-3 after next week.
Well, of course. What Dylan is saying, I don't think Fields had over 200 yards in the first game. I thought he only had 166.
No, he had more. He had 200. He had more the first game than he did Sunday.
Really?
Yeah, he had 200
on Sunday.
Okay, so we had like 226 or something.
Oh, okay. Me bad. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a positive, but it's not a good positive. 200. Woo. I mean, so what?
Yeah.
No. If you were talking 300, now we're talking, right? But no. And some of those yards come after the game is over. It's the 4th quarter. The Bears aren't coming back. They're walking around with their heads down again. You're in the goddamn NFL. Hold your head up high. This isn't college. This isn't, pee-wee. And that's the thing about college with Fields is he could get away with that release because he was in the Big Ten. If he were playing, I know he played for Georgia, but he left Georgia. He only played there 1 year. If he would have been in the SEC all 4 years or 3 years, whatever, I don't think he would have been as good because you got to release the ball faster in the SEC. The Big Ten, not necessarily, because the reason I think that Ohio State's always so good is because they're one of the few constant passing teams. The rest of them, the Big Ten is, rough and tumble, running football, right? So you could get away with stuff like that in college, but you can't in pros. You just can't. It's so much faster. It is so much faster.
I have to answer this question for CBHBS. Why the exclamation point next to the title instead of a question mark? Because I titled it Allan Williams home rated with an exclamation point. I assumed I asked you, Mead. by reading what I was reading that it was actually true. So yes, you're correct. I thought it was true.
Yeah,
So
but
after
we
the
don't
show, I'm
know.
going to go and change it to a question mark. Thank you for pointing that
Yeah,
out.
because it's more and more it's looking like it's not true, but we'll see. It'll come out. Just give
Yeah.
it time. And if it's bad, oh boy. I'm hoping it's not what I have in the back of my head, which I'm not even going to say on the air because I don't want to be that person to start something. But what I'm thinking is not good.
Yeah. It's
It's just
whatever it is if his home wasn't rated, him retiring from the Bears, resigning still is not good, no matter how you look at it.
No,
Game
yeah,
2 of the
regardless.
fucking season.
Yeah.
She says saying 221 yard game for game 1 for Justin Fields. Sorry.
Oh, okay. There you go. Yeah, I don't know. There's just so much on this team right now, and they are in such disarray. I don't even know what can they do to bring. They got to bring somebody in to maybe talk to these guys and be like, okay, we got to get these guys back on. But who can do that? The only person I know who could do it is not unable to do it because he's up there. Is Walter Payton? You bring him in, But we need somebody. Something's got to happen because right now they're just. It's a clusterfuck, and I want to win on Sunday so bad, but it's Kansas City in Kansas City,
about it.
And
There's no way we're winning that game.
Oh, I know, but the thing is, and I can tell you right now that Coach Reed is telling this team, do not overlook the Bears. These are one of those teams that they're limping into our stadium. Those are the ones you got to be afraid of the most.
Mm-hmm.
You know
I guess. Yeah.
They have way more to lose, Kansas City, than we do. That's for sure. Because they're 1-1. The only good thing about Sunday was everybody in our division lost.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's good.
Right?
Yeah.
So
I can't believe Green Bay lost. That's
I know,
crazy.
well, bad. Anytime they lose.
Was it? Yeah.
Yes, and Peterman was cut. Yes.
KEU Carito is saying, can someone give me a short rundown on what the rumor is? Just the rumor is that his home was raided by the FBI.
Right.
So
and they didn't
Allan
say why,
Williams
but I bet if you think about it a little bit, you might come up with something. I'm saying they might have looked at his computers. That's all I'm saying. Okay.
Yeah, who knows what it could have been.
Yeah, I don't want to be those rumor people, but that's what went through my head.
That's just your speculation, yes.
Only my speculation, people. It's just my personal opinion, okay? And I want to be 100% wrong. Just like on my show, I said on Monday that I've said that Fields, I said, people, if you watch my show for 3 years, and I have some people that are there every week because they write, so I know they're there, and they know, and I said, I'm telling you right now, he's not the answer. And I said, I hope I'm 100% wrong. And if I am, I will eat my words. I will type them up and I will shove that paper in my mouth. Gladly. Gladly.
I mean, I'm not even going to speculate. It could be that. It could be, drugs. It could be anything. It could be anything, really. But someone in his stature, he's probably not selling heroin, No,
it's not. It's not drugs.
It's true, but who knows?
No, it's not drugs. So we'll just have to wait and see. All we know is it's bad because it's going to hurt the defense. And, the defense already looks at disarray and they don't know what they're doing. And you can only blame, they've been together for a short time for so long. Come on, they're professionals. They should know what they're doing, right? So, and yes, Badgett is number 2. And, and there, the thing is, if Fields just keeps doing what he does, how long do you think it'd be before they put this kid in? Do you think they'd do that?
Me, if they go 0-6,
okay,
they go 0-5, 1-6. I'm sorry, 0-5, 0-5, 1-5, 1-6. Yeah, I would say why wouldn't they?
Yeah,
because if you're doing a disservice as a coaching staff if you know what you're seeing from him, which they've said himself, and if Peterman's cut today. You have a rookie quarterback that's working with Justin Fields on the sideline now during the game.
Yes.
A rookie. So that says a lot.
And an undrafted rookie to boot, not even a drafted one.
If you're going into this season with 2 first-round picks, you would be doing your team a disservice at 1-6 if the Justin Fields experiment is just trucking along on the same tracks and it's not going uphill,
Right.
because if you don't have to draft a quarterback next year, you have 2 first-round picks that you can add to. You can go get a defensive end, you can get another offensive lineman, you can go get maybe that wide receiver from Ohio State, something like that.
Yeah, I mean, we would love, and that is the ultimate dream here, right? That's what the Bears we're hoping for. The worst case is using that extra one on a quarterback. But did you hear? I don't know the guy's name, so I apologize, but he's the USC quarterback. And apparently, of course, it's only 3 or 4 games into college. I really, with this Heisman shit, I hate it. But he's the next coming and this and that. And he said, I saw the quote. He said, if I come out number 1 and the Bears are picking first, I will stay in college another year.
Oh yeah, I did hear that.
And my son told me that, and I said, good, because USC isn't that good with bringing quarterbacks to the NFL either. So good. The Bears don't want you, man. So okay, But I thought,
yes.
Already people are saying that. Oh my God.
I have to ask. I have to ask JCA here really quick, because I know you went to the Tampa Bay game too. And I said, if you saw me, let me know. Obviously, you didn't see me, but I was with Cliff Victoria, who's always in chat, and he said that we had made it all the way to the stadium, and he had forgot something, so he had to go all the way back to his car. And when he came back, he said he ran into somebody who like knew who BCP was.
Were?
Yeah. So I'm just wondering who that is. If you guys are in chat, I'd love to know. So it wasn't you, because I asked Cliff. I was like, was it GCA? He's like, I don't know. I'm like, you didn't get the handle of the guy's name or anything?
Great, Cliff. I'm not. Oh, yeah, okay, wait. Here they are. Is Cliff on the show? I haven't seen anything written from him today.
Cliff, his buddy came in. It was his 60th birthday, so he flew in from Chicago, and they got tickets. So they went up to Tampa on Friday, and they've been partying it up. So I think they're going home either today or tomorrow. So they went to the game, and they were at Busch Gardens yesterday. So I don't know if they're home or not today, but I didn't expect him because I thought he would be hanging out with his buddy still. But yeah. But to what you were saying before about the Caleb Williams, it's so true. It's just I interrupted you with the GCA thing.
No, that's all right. But it's like, oh my God, people are already, Oh, that's it. Caleb Williams there. You're right. Is the best quarterback coming out. Well, yeah, maybe right now on September, 20th, we got a whole season, whole college season to go. Okay. Little early. And so, J-Rock, I'm sorry. I'm not going to say that yet. And I have not seen him play. So I want to see him play.
He looks pretty good, but you never know.
Yeah, but hey, if the guy don't want to come to the Chicago, well, let's just hope it's not up to that. Let's hope we're not worrying about that next year. And because if we are, it wouldn't have been, it'd been another shitty year. I mean, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's still, but let's see what happens, right?
Right. We still have how many games? 15 games? Left?
15 games left.
So we have 15 games left, and a lot can happen, right? We know that. And it really, the bottom line is, if they just let Justin be Justin, we might have a chance. But Getsy's also got to start running the ball a little bit more, I think, because that just helps him. It helps Justin. It eats up the clock. It helps our defense. Our offensive line's a lot happier. Everybody's just happier when you're running the ball. Mm-hmm. And then you're wearing down their defense. So you've got 2 really good running backs. We all know it. Use them. Mm-hmm. And it will open up the pass then.
That's exactly what the Steelers is saying right here.
Yeah, exactly. See? And that's the other thing. I was watching the Miami game on Monday night. And this is Sunday night. You never hear on a Bears broadcast. They go, wow, that was one great call of a play by that offensive coordinator. I'm like, but that's not something we've ever heard. Like, wow, that was a great play, because they're so vanilla, right?
Yeah, right.
Oh, and I gotta put this one in there because it was funny. Chris Collinsworth, he did say something fucking funny. I almost peed my pants on Sunday night. I'm not a fan, but Mike Tirico and him do the Sunday night game, right, for NBC. And he said at one point there was a play, and he said, wow, I don't even know what to say. I That's never happened before, Chris. I was dying laughing.
That was, oh man, I wish I knew. Wait, that was the previous Sunday night game.
No, it was this last Sunday night. It was the Miami, whoever they played on Sunday night.
Oh yeah.
You probably did. I don't even know if you saw it, right?
I didn't see it.
Yeah,
I was doing a show.
I know Miami looked really good. I'll tell you that much. Of course, everybody looks good.
KE was saying they have specified it was not his house; it was his office at Hallis Hall. But then I saw that rumor was. I heard that rumor was debunked. That Hallis Hall had not had. And the police confirmed they had not been to Hallis Hall. So unless all that's covered up,
see, that's it. We don't. There's just too much going on. We're not going to know.
What the fuck is going on? Is the question.
I mean, they really do need. If it is more than his health, the Bears have got to straighten this out because it's a distraction that we just do not need right now. I mean, I don't even know how Flus can bring these guys all back in with what he knows and what's going on. I mean, I don't know. It's tough. If I were Warren, the president, I'd be really, really upset with what's going on right now. He just got this job, and George McCaskey's probably got a very short lease. He's trying to get a new stadium. He's trying to do all these things, and they're just not helping at all. And his poor mother will never see another damn Super Bowl because she's too freaking old, and they can't win.
It's gonna be 102 this year.
Yeah, see,
January 5th, she's gonna be 102. Actually, it'll be next year.
The Bears, this shows you how good the Bears were in past. Do you know that they have the most NFL players in the Hall of Fame? The Bears.
Yeah. Yes, of course.
I mean, of course, it's been a while. Obviously, the 80 Bears, except for Urlacher's probably the only one, but the rest of them were from the 80s and then Urlacher, right? Yes. But it's like, come on now, where's that pride? Let's get that back. We're certainly none in the last decade are going to be in the Hall of Fame, and it's it's like, where is that? We used to be a really good organization. People wanted to come and play here, right? They wanted to coach. They wanted to,
right. The aura of it's a beautiful city. I mean, the best food. The fans are just, we're a little bit ridiculous.
Well,
but
we
love our team.
Loyal. I mean, very loyal. I mean, this chick, 48 years, and I'm still watching. Okay, and
they're doing a podcast and they're 0-2.
Yeah, so, exactly. You and I, you do 100 shows. Dan does 100 shows. I only do 2. But shucks, what was
3 because you do this one.
Well, I do. You're right. I do 2 shows a week plus this one. I mean, yeah, you're right.
Okay, so hold on a second. I only do 4. You do 3.
What? Really? It seems like you do a lot more. Well,
I do a Monday. I do a Monday, and I do a Wednesday with you. I do a Monday with Dan, a Wednesday with you. Well, technically, I do 4 because I only do 3 on my channel, and then Thursday is with all the guys, and then on Tuesday I do the PSF app show with Lester Wiltfong.
Right.
So I only do 3 on my channel. You only do 2 on your channel, but I'm only one up on you.
Lasts for 10 hours. Okay.
Well, that one does. That's a ridiculous show.
I mean, I sometimes turn on. I'm like, oh, it's probably not still on because of the time change, right? And then I'm like. He's still talking. And then what was it when I wrote the other day? You guys, oh my God, I couldn't believe you guys were talking about this. People, get this. Okay, we're already 0-2. Well, it was before the Monday game, so Sunday game. So we were 0-1. We know what was going on. And you guys were reliving your worst Bear memories. I'm like, what are they doing? Are you not depressed enough? Now you got to go back and relive it?
We have to suck in them. It's the only way we all make each other feel better is by sucking in them.
I was so hard. And I think I wrote that. I said, oh my God, you guys are killing me. And then I started reliving it. I'm like, when I started doing it, I'm like, oh my God, why am I doing this? Because I have a lot of them.
Oh man. But those guys are crazy. I had a dog emergency and I had to leave the show.
You had to put eye drops in your dog.
Well, then she started throwing up and shitting all over the place, so I had to bail on and help clean up all this mess and everything. And then it came back because they can stop the show. So my wife is like, no, they're doing fine without you. You're going to bed.
Yeah.
They went 6.5 hours. I'm like,
Oh my
you
God.
crazy bastards.
I don't know how they can do it. I mean, I was just laughing though. I'm like, oh my God, they're reliving bad moments. Holy shit. I mean,
Thanks for hanging out with us, Jason UK. He says, got to get to sleep, man. Watch the rest tomorrow. Take care, everyone.
nighty night.
Thanks for joining us, Jason UK.
So, shoot, there was someone. Oh, I wanted to ask you. So, Chris, you're going to the what game?
The Vikings game.
Vikings game.
Yeah.
Have you tried to get in touch with media in Chicago?
No, that's a good question.
That's why I was asking. You know what? Maybe I'll see if I can. I'm pretty good at emails and getting to places. I've
Excuse
written
me,
many.
you have
CEOs.
George McCaskey's phone number.
I do, and I have 4 letters right here. Oh, where'd the other one
Yeah.
go? There's 4. I don't know where it went, but
Get on that. You have less than a month.
I know. I was thinking, you know what? That would be a really cool sideline story, wouldn't it?
Yeah, because I'm going to be making a little video out of it and stuff.
And they would interview you. Oh, after the show is over, I'm going to email you. You need to email me your seat numbers. That's what I wanted to ask you. So I was thinking, like, well, it's probably going to be on Fox locally, Channel 32, right? Because they're playing in division, so we know it's going to be on our station. So I was like, oh, that would be a great, especially if they're losing and they need something to talk about.
Yeah, they can come down and interview us.
So, okay, you and I will talk off, let me see what I can do the next couple days first. And then I'll see if I can find some emails. I'm pretty good at that. And maybe I can get, all I ask is you mention me. I don't care what happens. Otherwise, if you get on the air, just give me a shout out.
Oh my gosh. Of course I will. Of course I will.
I'll look into it, buddy.
I don't know how to. Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
Of course.
That's a great idea. That's a great idea. I love you too.
The more that they can see you, I'm not going to be famous. First of all, I'm too old. It'll take too long. And we're going to get famous. People are going to know it. I mean, shit, you had a movie star on the other day, TV show guy.
Matt Walsh was on the other night. Yeah. That was a fun
funny.
show.
Yeah, that was fun. That was fun. I was
hilarious.
I was going back and forth because that was Monday, right? No.
That was last Thursday.
Oh, yeah. See, you do these shows right when football's playing. And I'm watching football. And I'm just such a football nut. I can't help it, So, although then I just get madder and madder because I'm like, why can't we have that stuff? I mean, I see these catches and I'm thinking, where these guys catch them and it's impossible. And we can't even catch something that's easy.
I know.
I mean, I don't know.
It's like what Muhsin Muhammad said once, that receivers go to Chicago to die. And it's the reason why is because we never have a quarterback. It's almost like quarterbacks go to Chicago to die, because even when there is hope for one, I think Justin Fields was the most hope we've had for a quarterback in a long time.
Yes.
Jim McMahon. Yes. Jim McMahon took the Colts to the championship game. He was pretty damn good at the end of his career. Fuck him. We let him go.
Well, let's go back. If you want to rewind, let's go back to 86 or whenever it was. He was hurt all the time, and he wrote a book about management. And I read that book. It wasn't nice. And you think they're going to keep you on the team when you write it, when you bash him in a book? No.
Oh, he wrote a book about the Bears management?
Yes. You didn't read McMahon's book?
No, I'm talking about Jim Harbaugh.
Oh, me bad.
Yeah.
Oh, Jim Harbaugh. Oh, that guy. Are you kidding me? His nose was up Ditka's ass so far. Don't even get me started on Harbaugh, okay?
Well, you said Harbaugh first.
Did I? No, I said McMahon. Miss Kitty, who said what?
Maybe I was reading somebody in chat saying Harbaugh, and it got it stuck in my head.
You know what? It might be because I also have been hearing those rumors now. Those are starting again. We need to go get Harbaugh to coach us. Well, the thing is, I said to my son, he's not even coaching his team on Saturdays. He's still suspended. He was suspended for the first 4 games. Hello?
Wait, who was?
Jim Harbaugh.
Oh, jeez.
Do people not know this? Yeah.
I didn't know that.
he allowed some undisciplined things allowed in the locker room. Something was going on with players, and he knew about it and did nothing about it. So it's not huge, but his son has been coaching on Saturday. He can coach him during the week, but he cannot be on the sideline for the first 4 games. Yeah.
I didn't know that. See, you watch more football than I do. That's why I forget.
A lot of college.
That's why I do a show on Thursday nights, because I only watch the Bears pretty much.
Yeah, see, I watch college, and then I'll watch anything. And like Monday night, they had 2 games on, which I didn't dig because they keep giving you the score. So I recorded the other one. I'm like, well, if you're going to give me the score, what's the point of watching the other game? So I don't like that, but I'm a complete geek when it comes to football. I just love it, you know. But this is one thing I did want to say. It's been rolling around since we got on the air, though, and I mentioned it on my show, but I'm not sure I mentioned it here. One of the problems, I believe, though, and you would hear John Madden talk about this in the day. Maybe I did mention it last week. The Bears don't know how to win. They don't know what it feels like. They really, really don't. And John Madden used to talk about that on the air, and he said it's so important to have these guys, especially the young ones, really understand winning, what winning means and what it does and this and that. And I don't think the Bears get it.
They make a great point, because the last, successful head coach was drafted by George Halas himself. The last truly successul one. I mean, Lovie Smith was successful. I can't take.
He was, and he was fired when he had a winning record. But
Mike Ditka should have won more Super Bowls with that team. But
absolutely, I mean, we know that.
That's the last era. Like people do kind of still talk about Lovie Smith, but everybody still goes back to the great Ditka era. And ever since ever since George passed away, it's like they've been lost. Like they just have nobody has known what to do.
Well,
he had to leave the team to his daughter, and then his daughter had to, put it in the reins of her children that to Yale and Harvard.
Michael McCaskey was a real boob. I mean, he ruined it. George, I'm not totally going out on bad on him yet, but Michael was terrible, which I think he's passed away, so I don't want to say too much, but but
here's another.
What?
Go ahead, finish.
Yeah, no. Well, I was just going to tell you that I'm the one who actually killed George McCaskey, but that's all right.
Not George. You mean?
George Halas. George Halas. I got COVID brain still. George Halas. I did.
You're going to try to reach out to him?
I did kill him. I'm just saying.
You just ruined that.
I did. Sorry. See, COVID brain. But I will tell you a quick story about that, people, because it's true. I did. We were at a Sunday game. I know I told you this, Dan. We were at a Sunday game, and it was, I think it was, oh God, what was that guy's? Bob Avellini? Was that right? Was the quarterback. That's how long ago it was. And we were just atrocious. We were on the 50-yard line because my buddy's friend, his company gave him the tickets because nobody wanted them. Okay. So what does that tell you? And I was sitting next to this gentleman who was, could have been my father for sure. And him and I were ripping on George Halas the whole game. We're just like, they're never going to go anywhere until that guy dies. We need a new coach. We just ripped on him seriously ripped on him. The next morning, I'm in the shower. My husband comes up. He knocks on the door. Lynn, I got to tell you something. I'm like, what? He goes, George McCaskey. I did it again. George Halas died last night. I'm like, what?
Oh my gosh.
I'm not lying on my husband.
And then they win the Super Bowl, and you're like, see, I told you.
And I said, that man is probably thinking the same thing I was that Monday morning. Me and that young lady killed him.
Oh my God.
I mean, I was a little freaked out. I will not lie. But
see, that's why you just don't say stuff like that, right?
No, because you don't know. I mean, we were really bad. I mean, we had been drinking. So you can imagine, and the Bears were losing that game. Like I said, Bob Avellini, I'm almost sure he was the quarterback. And my girlfriend was more interested in looking at their asses than the game. She had binoculars, she's like, "Whoa, check this ass out," So, but oh God, it's so funny. But
that is hilarious.
When you're a Bears fan for 48 years and you don't see a lot of wins.
Well, it's like the Cubs will never win a World Series until they sell the team. Well, they sold the team and they won a World Series.
Yeah, they did.
It's weird how that happens. Like I noticed another trend I've seen is when a team gets a new jersey, like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers had that shitty orange jerseys, and as soon as they get new orange jerseys, or the new jerseys, I should say, they become relevant, and then they start to be a good team. And they win a Super Bowl.
I've seen a lot of new helmet
than
designs and I thought they were pretty cool. Some of them, I'm like, well, maybe we need to change. It's time. Just like the touchdown song, okay? That needs to be changed too. You know, I've been saying that for a while. That thing,
I disagree with you on that.
Oh, it's horrible. It doesn't even flow, okay? Thank God we're not winning, so I don't have to sing it because I sing it on Monday morning on my Monday show if we win. But obviously, what was the last time they won? Last October?
Yeah,
it's been over 300 and something days. I forget, but it's been a long time. And I don't know.
The fucking Buccaneers have won a Super Bowl. No, they've won 2.
Yes.
We only have 1. This was the Buccaneers were the laughing stock of the league.
Well, they're turning into Cleveland.
Yeah.
Which I can't stand. I can't even watch. Yeah, I watched that game the other night. I found myself saying things which just was not acceptable because that quarterback sickens me that he's even still allowed to play football after what he did. Dan, if you had done half of what he did, you wouldn't see the light of day, okay? Let alone make $500 million a year, okay?
Right.
And so when they were playing Pittsburgh, I'm like, TJ Watt, hurt him. I was screaming that into the television, and I don't do that. I don't even do that with Aaron Rodgers, even though I do like to see him get hurt when he plays the Bears. Of course, it doesn't matter anymore, but I just Cleveland. But people are saying we're the new Cleveland, which is damn embarrassing.
Yeah, we are.
No one's going to want to play for us.
No. I
So
mean, the Flus has got to pull his shit together, and that's why we just need a bye week right now. Nothing would be better than a bye week right now, which sucks because we're in going into week 3.
Right. Well,
we're already at that point.
I do like what Hector's saying. I don't mean to interrupt, but I like what he's saying right there.
He's saying, no worries. It's Jim Harbaugh's destiny to be a head coach at the Chicago Bears. He'll want full control, and Warren will make it happen.
And Warren, and I'm not saying it's going to happen, but it wouldn't surprise me because remember, this guy came from the Big Ten, Warren.
And he helped to make the Big Ten kind of what it is now.
Relevant again. They're getting each year. There's another team joining next year. I think it's Washington. And I'm like, what? Washington's joining the Big Ten, but they're getting, yes, they're not like because they used to be the laughing stock of football, the Big Ten. Oh, you're going to beat them. They can't win a bowl game, this and that. So, and that's changed. So,
let me ask you this. Is it possible that Kevin Warren has any influence on Tyson Bagent becoming QB2 and them getting rid of Peterman? Or do you think this is solely on because we're so used to having incompetent president that was just an accountant that we forgot what that person does, and he could seriously be involved in some of this going, listen, this is not working.
Yes, and it would be really nice, wouldn't it? Because finally somebody's stepping in when we can still make a change and make something happen and say, okay, enough is enough. I've seen enough. All right. We all drank the fucking.
I've only been here for this long, and enough is enough.
Yeah. He drank the Kool-Aid too. And I was like, okay, we're not doing that no more because maybe. Yeah. And you know what? I got to tell you, again, I feel bad for Justin Fields, but we want to win. And the Bears want to win. And you know what? If this young man is the answer, then by all means, you got to put him in. You have
STC saying Harbaugh is a bit nuts. I don't think they will hire him.
He is nuts. I mean, I saw him.
That's with George McCaskey and Ted Phillips at the hip. Now George McCaskey is letting Kevin Warren run the show. So he's hopefully they're not going to be having at the next firing, they're not going to be calling in consultants,
Well, yeah.
So
I mean,
it comes down to what he says. He could be our next head coach if it's at the right time.
It wouldn't surprise me. He is a bit nuts, and I've seen him cost his team 2 years ago when they were in the they won the Big Ten last year, and they won whatever that was. But the year before, they were in a a bowl game, and he cost them 15 yards on a penalty on the coach.
Well, that's what we need. Just like Hector's saying, the Bears need a nut to run this team.
Okay, yeah, you know what? In a way, because you don't see the coaches like Flus faces never change. Nor did that idiot with the visor. They never changed their face.
They've all had the same kind of things in common, right? They've all seemed like they should be CEOs of something in a way.
Not a football team. Yes.
Right. Or like Flus should be the manager at your job, but not running a football team.
Well, and they knew to say the right things. They all say the right stuff, and we all drink that Kool-Aid and we're like, yeah, I love this guy. I loved him last year. Not so much this year.
Matt Nagy was the only guy that didn't really fall into that CEO kind of a mold. And Lovie Smith was also another one of those that didn't fall into those CEO kind of a modes. But Trestman looked like a dork that shouldn't, he looks like he fell
like
right
a child molester when he wasn't wearing a hat.
Yeah. John Fox was, yes. Oh, John Fox was just, he was like savior hire,
Oh, yeah. That was
trying to get over that.
Seats, I think. That's all that was.
You got Dick Duran falls in that same. The only one that hasn't is Wanstead, and they were trying to replace Ditka with Wanstead. Oh, let's get the mustache guy who kind of looks like Ditka. They need to go after a football guy to be our head coach. Yes. And not say that's not Flus, but the fact that all this is falling apart, no matter how you look at it, our defensive coordinator is resigned after game 2.
Yeah. And I mean, what does that say? Regardless of what's going on, although if it's bad, then, maybe he'd still be there. But I don't know. And the fact that, he didn't go to the Sunday game and nothing came out until today. That's what you wonder. Okay, what is going on? If it's something really bad, we would have heard sooner, I think. I don't know. Yeah. You know what? We don't know.
We're going to have to wait and find out in the coming days what happens.
Yeah, and although we both agree, and I'm sure everybody listening, it's not helping the team. We're already really in trouble, and this is just going to make it worse. The distractions for Justin Fields, that head must be just full of. And now this. Mm-hmm. If they win on Sunday, I will be thrilled.
He's thinking too much.
Oh, 100% too much. I mean, that in Sunday's game, that was quite obvious when he was hanging onto the ball. Everybody in that stands was probably telling him to throw it, for Christ's sake. I mean, and you can't let your offensive line can only do so much.
Right.
You can't blame. Like I said, I blame them for 2 out of the 4 were on Justin, for sure.
Yeah. Like somebody said, Mike McDaniels would have been a great hire. I loved Mike McDaniels in San Francisco. I always thought, man, that guy's going to make a good head coach someday. And then he was hired last year to be the Dolphins head coach.
Oh, that guy?
Yeah, the funny guy.
Oh, I love that guy.
He looks
like 12, but I really like him a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, I like him. Oh,
yeah, did you see him? He was at the game going. He was making it look like the camera because they had him on the screen. He's going to his coordinator, run the ball the next 5 plays in a row, because he was on the big board. Right. Run the ball the next 5 plays in a row.
And they said the players love them. They love them. See, that's what we need. We want players to love the coaches, and I don't know. It's just
Well, it is what it is, right?
But I do want to see one person, a couple back, said something to you like, Dan, we got to run the ball. Well, he must not have been hearing us earlier, because we've been saying, we need to run the ball more. We agree with you. I mean,
run the ball, take the pressure off of Justin Fields, and make him stop thinking so much is the solution.
Exactly. Just do it. You know what? Just, Flus and Geske for just 1 half, appease us. Dan and Lynn, just for the giggles of it on
just
Sunday.
Watch the show and appease us.
Yeah. And then just do what we say and let's see what happens. That's all I'm saying. Right?
Trust in Dan and Lynn.
Yeah. I mean, why not?
Well, my dear, are you ready to wrap this up then?
Yeah, we don't really need to talk about the Kansas City game, because if we get a win, I will say one thing. Okay, one last thing about that game. If we win that game, things could turn around for the Bears, because they would then again, that's what it feels like to win. And somebody, not like somebody shitty like Arizona, okay?
And we beat the Charger or the Chiefs with the first 2 shitty weeks that we had, we can overcome this if we just huddle together as a team,
Right.
cut out the outside noise, focus
right.
on making ourselves better no matter what it takes.
Yes, and they need, you know what they probably need to do is a team-only meeting. No coaches, nothing. Get in there. And somebody, I don't know who is the leader on this team. That's the problem. In the olden days, you always knew who the leader was. Who is the leader on the Bears?
It's Justin Fields.
That's the problem. I'm sorry.
Who's the leader on defense is the question.
See, that's the other thing. Who knows, right? So it's like some people say Eddie Jackson because he's been back there for a while and he's one of the longest guys. But, let's hope he plays. Him and Mooney were banged up, but he said today, although Flus was very cranky today. So
can't blame him.
He kept saying, I already told you I don't know. He kept saying that. And I thought, okay, he's cranky. All right.
Yeah, he's cranky.
All right. We do have to, Dan and I both need to get our rest.
Yeah. We got to wrap this up. I got to get to my closer. Here we go. All right. So I'm going to predict a loss. I'm going to go 28-10 Bears.
I am going to predict a win because that's what I do. But I am going to say it's going to be a goofy one. I say it's going to be 21-18.
Ooh, okay.
Why not? I mean,
hey, last year I predicted a loss in the Patriots game, and they won. So
see, you never know, right?
I'm going with reverse
beaten on any given Sunday.
I'm going with reverse psychology.
All right.
I like
that. Okay. Well,
all right,
honey. Love being with you. Thank you all for watching us. It's a true pleasure for me to have people actually watching me. So I appreciate that, people.
We got to spread the word more. Lynn, you're hilarious. Love talking with you too. You got to check her out on her own channel. It's just she doesn't have it set all up like a fancy Bears channel. It's just called Lynn Hayden. She made a YouTube channel and then just one day started posting stuff on it because she's like, oh, cool, I can put videos on here.
Yeah,
so
that's how it started.
But it's called it's somewhere in there. I made her a nice little logo called Let's Talk Chicago Bears.
Let's Talk Chicago Bears. I started it during COVID, and you see my stage, and that's it. I don't have fanciness. I don't need it. What, you don't need fanciness when you got this. Come on.
Everyone, thanks for watching, hanging out with us today. J-Rock, Mayhem, Jamari Riddick, GCA, STC, Matthew Fo, Cheesy, Pepe Sylvia, Swift Sports Network. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Yes.
Oh, we got to go farther up here. Destroyer. I think Leo Factor was in here for a minute. Hector Zambrano. Thanks for hanging out with us. This is a packed house tonight. This evening. Kenneth Yarbrough. Thanks for hanging out with us. Who else am I missing? Don Burr. Even Don Burr with his Detroit versus everybody. Yeah.
Hey, Don.
What's up, Don Burr?
Lost a cup one Sunday. Yep.
CBA HBS reminding me I need to turn it to a question mark in the header. KEU Carito, thanks for hanging out with us. Hair Bear, if I missed you, I apologize. We have Jason UK Bears, and then there's another Jason in here. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us today. We'll see you next Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time for the Lowdown with Lynn. Until then, we're going to do our 1, 2, 3 Bears. 1, 2, 3 Bears.
Bears.